What's going on, Raider Nation? It's your boy Drew Raider coming at you with another video. Now, I want to talk about this situation that's just really just flying all over social media. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it seems to be like one of the main topics that I keep seeing over and over when it comes to our addition of running back Alexander Mattison. Now, what's really going on social media with the nation right now is I'm seeing people talking about, this is an awful pickup. He's not going to be able to replace Josh Jacobs, all these things, and I got to get with you guys, right? Do I believe that Alexander Mattison is going to be a good replacement for Josh Jacobs? No, of course not. Why would I think that, right? And I'm wondering, why are you thinking that, right? Because if you really break it down and you look at what's going on with this pickup, he is not being picked up to be a replacement for Jacobs. He's not even going to be the running back one. They've made it very clear that Zamir White is going to be the replacement for running back one. Now, do I think that Zamir White is going to be an adequate replacement for Josh Jacobs? We're yet to see on that. Those last 4 games, he really showed out. He really showed us the running back potential that he does have. Do I think that that means that he's an absolute replacement for Josh Jacobs? More will be revealed. We don't really know that yet. Now, I really wanted the Raiders to keep Josh Jacobs, but it wasn't happening, and Jacobs came out and he was saying that he really felt like the team wanted him and he really felt appreciated, which really kind of sucks because that makes it seem as though the Raiders did not make him feel wanted. And I'm not sure what kind of contract they offered him, but if you look at your job, right? And they said, we want you to stay with us, but we're going to give you 2/3 of the salary that this other company is offering you. That's kind of a no-brainer. I'm going to go to that other company and I'm going to make that more money because I got to be able to provide for myself, for my family. And, sometimes, I'll love a job, but I'll still go make more money. Right. And that's what Josh Jacobs did. Now, I talked to a couple of Vikings fans and I asked them, what is your true opinion of Alexander Mattison? How do you feel about losing him? And really, they are not upset. The guys I talked to were not upset. They said, Madison really was a great running back too, and they really enjoyed when he was in that position. But once the Vikings moved on from Dalvin Cook, and Alexander Mattison was put in a position where he really had to take on, more of the snaps, more of that, bell cow back kind of thing. He really started messing up, and they said that he really had some untimely fumbles and really untimely plays that really cost them several games this last season. So they were just kind of like, yeah, we're not upset about it. We got Aaron Jones, like, whatever, we're moving on. Now, do I see that as being a bad pickup for us because of those statements? No, I don't. I actually think that Alexander Mattison was a good pickup for us. And, Telesco was talking about it in an interview where, they're really talking about this running back by committee thing, right? And they're talking about, you know, having multiple backs involved, right? And the way that they worded it, I don't think that Zamir White, Madison, and Amir Abdullah is going to be like the say all for them. I really think that they are still looking at rookie running backs in this draft. And, this draft actually has a lot of good rookie running backs that, could be picked up even in the 3rd and 4th round. So I really don't see why the Raiders wouldn't concentrate on picking up a running back if the right running back falls, at the right time, because I think for us to go out in the 1st or 2nd round and getting a running back is not in our best interest. We have Zamir White. He's very young. He's only going into his 3rd season, still on that rookie contract. And then we picked up Alexander Mattison, who's only 26 years old, and so really I'd like to see, what this running back room has to bring to the table this next season. I really think that, splitting the touches between Madison and White is actually going to show out to be pretty good, because when you have that bell cow back, there the advantages is that, like Josh Jacobs, when he would have more touches, he would be in a position where he would start doing better and better the more times he touched the ball. I don't really know that Zamir White is that back. Now, sometimes it's better to have a back come in on fresh legs, and be able to really just pound it into that defensive line and be able to get good breaks, right? And so if you have Madison and Zamir White splitting the touches, each time that they touch the ball, they're going to have pretty fresh legs and they're not going to be worn out nearly as quickly. And Madison also offers a lot of good things as being able to be a receiving back, and I really like that because, if you look at like the Christian McCaffreys out there with the 49ers, having a running back that can also catch passes, really opens up the offense to where a lot more things are available. And I don't think he's anywhere close to a Christian McCaffrey. I don't think that he's going to play that big or that kind of style necessarily. But to be able to have those options, because for the last several seasons, I've seen this thing, right, where they would pull Derek Carr and they'd put in Marcus Mariota. And you knew that it was going to be a quarterback scramble, right? That he was going to go ahead and rush. Or, last season, every time Zamir White was out, you knew they are not running the ball. It is going to be a passing play every single time. And so to be able to change it up a bit and maybe, disguise some of these plays where it looks like, hey, maybe we're going to do a run. Just kidding. We're going to do a screenplay, and being able to change that up a bit, I think is really going to be a big benefit to our running back room and to our overall offense. Also, some of the things that Madison can do on the blocking game, is something to look forward to. I always felt like Josh Jacobs wasn't exactly the biggest blocking back, except there was a couple plays in there that they really highlighted this last season where Jacob stepped up, made a good block, and it made all the difference on that play and even the outcome of the game. And so I really think that if we're in a position where we have a running back that can do really good pass blocking, it really opens things up. And I'm just shocked that people really think that Madison is supposed to be an equal to Josh Jacobs. We know that we lost Josh Jacobs. We know that that's going to hurt, but our regime obviously wasn't willing to pay Jacobs what he thought he was worth, and I see the speculation. Some people are like, we went and gave Garner Minshew that same amount of money. Why didn't we just pay Josh Jacobs? I kind of like that argument. I see that we had the money, right? And we still have cap space that we could have gone out and paid Josh Jacobs, but did not, right? And so I really think that they're looking at getting cheaper at the running back position because they're going to spend more money in other areas, and really it's yet to be told on what those other areas are going to be. Garner Minshew signing kind of showed that, their just in case quarterback was more valuable to them than their bell cow running back, and that's what Garner Minshew really is a just in case quarterback because they don't know what's going to happen with the draft. They don't know if they're going to be able to move up. And actually, that really tells me that they plan on moving up in the draft and just don't know if they're going to absolutely be able to go get their guy. So if they try to move up in the draft, they can't. They can't get their guy of the future. They put themselves in a good position where now you have competition for Aiden O'Connell. And Gardner Minshew, he's notorious for getting sacked. He makes some kind of rough plays, but overall, his ability to make plays outside of the pocket, and kind of move around, even though he's a smaller quarterback, I really think he offers things that Aiden O'Connell does not, which really means that the competition in that quarterback room is going to be very appropriate because you have two quarterbacks with very similar stats with different styles of play. And so if we're stuck in a position where one of those two guys is going to be our starter, well, then we know whoever gets out on the field is going to be the best man for the job. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Please remember to hit that like, and hit the subscribe. It costs you nothing. It's absolutely free to you. Makes little difference in your life. Will make a huge difference in mine. And I will see you guys on the next one.